I remember the way I used to look at love like it was sunlight. I used to whisper to myself, love doesn't leave. Love doesn't hurt. I was wrong. But back then, I was still innocent enough to believe it. My story didn't start with pain. It started with laughter, gentle voices, soft hearts. Or at least I believed they were soft. I met Lily first. Ethan. You're late again, she used to tease, bumping her shoulder against mine as we walked home together after school. I know, I laughed, breathless from running. You could have waited. You know, I like watching you chase me, she smirked, brushing her hand against mine before pretending she didn't mean it. Thought love was something like that. Fingers almost touching, hopes almost spoken. Lily was every warm summer memory stitched into a girl. Blonde hair like morning sun, eyes kind enough to make me believe she'd never break me. Do you ever think we'll still be like this when we're older? I once asked her. She smiled, not wide, just soft. Maybe, if you don't stop being annoying. I laughed so hard that night, thinking love was simple. Then came Ariana. She didn't walk into my life. She stormed into it. You're Ethan, right? She asked the first day she sat beside me in college. Her red lipstick stood out like fire. Her voice was sharp, confident, dangerous. Yeah, I answered, trying not to stare. You look like someone who keeps everything inside, she said, narrowing her eyes at me. People like you are easy to break. I laughed weakly. Do you plan on breaking me? She leaned close. Only if you let me. Her words should have warned me. Instead, they pulled me closer. Ariana was thrill, speed, excitement. I thought she loved me because she chose me. I thought attention was love. I was wrong. Claire entered like a whisper. Can I sit here? She asked one rainy afternoon, her voice barely above a breath. I moved my bag aside. Of course. She smiled, shy but warm, pushing her brown hair behind her ear. She looked fragile, not weak, just soft in ways the world isn't. We spent hours talking about books, music, dreams. You feel easy to be around, I told her once. Eyes tracing raindrops on the window. She blushed lightly. You make me feel seen. I believed every quiet word she spoke. Claire was comfort, a soft blanket after fire. I leaned on her more than I realized. And then, when I thought I knew love, Emily arrived. She appeared like a secret, quiet eyes, gentle voice, fingers trembling when she first said my name. Ethan. She whispered like I was something precious. I think I like you. You think? I teased. She looked down. I'm scared to want something so much. I remember reaching for her hand slowly, like she might break. You don't have to be scared with me. Her lips trembled into a smile. Promise? I promise. We talked for hours late into the night. She said she'd never hurt me. I believed her. We kissed under streetlights like something out of a book. My heart felt too big for my chest. One night, all four, names Lily, Ariana, Claire, Emily, sat inside my thoughts like constellations. How could I not believe in forever? How could I not trust? Tyler, my best friend, warned me, you fall too fast, Ethan. You give too much. I shook my head. Loving deeply isn't weakness, he sighed, looking at me like he already knew what was coming. It is when they don't fall with you. I ignored him. I believed love was a promise carved into bone. I remember walking with Lily through autumn leaves, laughing about nothing. I remember Ariana gripping my shirt, kissing me like she owned fire. I remember Claire crying on my shoulder when life hurt her, and me whispering, I'm here. I remember Emily holding my face and saying, you're the safest place I've ever known. I trusted them. I loved them, and maybe I loved them too much. One evening, as the sun set behind the city skyline, I whispered to myself, I think I'm lucky. Meant it. Lily called me that night. Ethan, can we talk? Her voice was soft, nervous. I didn't hear the warning buried inside it, of course, I said. Are you okay? She hesitated. I've been thinking about us. Us, the one word that could make my chest feel full. I think we're perfect. I laughed. Tell me what's on your mind. She exhaled slowly, but she didn't finish the sentence. I didn't know yet what she was trying to say. I didn't know she was slipping away. Ariana texted me after midnight. I miss you. Come outside, I went. She smiled like she owned the night. You're too good, she whispered, and people like you always get hurt. I thought she meant others could hurt me. I didn't realize she meant her Claire visited me the next day. She sat on the edge of my couch, tracing circles on her wrist. You make me feel safe, she said quietly. I smiled. Then stay. She looked away. I hope I can. Emily hugged me tight that weekend. You're everything I wished for. Her voice shook, but I thought it was love. I didn't know it was guilt. For hearts, for promises, for soft lies. And me standing in the middle like a believer worshiping a false god I trusted too much. I whispered to myself, I loved too hard. If I had looked closer, I would have seen the cracks. I would have heard the warnings. I would have known. But love makes fools brave. And I was brave in all the wrong ways. The storm was already coming. I just didn't know yet, not until everything broke. I walked into the cafe, expecting Lily to be there, waiting for me like usual. The smell of coffee hit me first, but then laughter, someone else's laughter. My stomach turned before my feet even stopped moving. She was there, sitting across the table from a man I didn't know. Her head tilted back, hair falling over her shoulder as she laughed freely. Not a glance for me, not even a flicker. Ethan. I didn't see you, she said suddenly as if startled. I froze. Lily, who is he? Oh, this is, just a friend, she stammered. She tried to cover it with a smile, but I saw the slip. Her hand lingered on his arm. Too long, you're laughing. With him, I said, voice trembling. On me. You've been laughing like that before, but never with me. She blinked rapidly. It's nothing like that. Then why didn't you tell me he existed? I asked. My chest felt tight, my hands shaking in my pockets. Why didn't you say anything? I didn't think she began, then stopped. Her eyes darted to his face. I didn't mean for you to find out like this. I laughed bitterly. Didn't mean for me to find out like this? Lily, do you even know what that means? Do you know what you just did? She opened her mouth, closed it. I didn't need her words. The betrayal burned hotter than anything before. My mind went blank. I walked out, leaving her frozen there, her laughter now a jagged knife in my chest. Later, Ariana called me. Her voice was calm, teasing like fire licking my skin. You're upset, she said. I'm seeing Lily with someone else, I said. Do you even care? I care, she replied softly, but don't look so surprised. You know why I was with you? What? I asked, anger and disbelief colliding. What do you mean? She paused. I dated you because I wanted to make Logan jealous. It wasn't real. Not like you think. I felt my legs weaken. You what? How could you? I told you once, she said, voice icy now. People like you fall too fast. You were too easy. Too easy. Too easy. My hands shook. I trusted you. I loved you. She sighed. And that's why it hurt so much when I left. You loved too much. I hung up before I could scream. The phone slipped from my hand. I slumped against the wall and closed my eyes. Then Claire. She stopped answering my calls. Days passed. Hours dragged into nights. Every message left unread. When I finally saw her, she didn't even look at me. Ethan, she said once, softly, almost a whisper. I think I need space. Space? I asked, disbelief heavy. After everything we shared? After all the times I was there for you? I'm sorry, she said. I can't. Not right now. Her voice broke, but it didn't matter. Her absence pierced deeper than her words. I walked away, leaving her behind. Emily came last, the one I thought I could trust the most. She met me in the park, hands trembling. You're too soft, Ethan, she said. Too emotional to be a real man? Excuse me? I said, confusion twisting into rage. Too soft. You promised I know what I promised, she whispered. but I can't. I can't handle this. I thought I could, but you feel too much. You love too much. I couldn't speak. My knees shook. I wanted to shout, to hit something, to make the world hear me scream. Instead, I swallowed, silent. She left with that whisper lingering in my ears, leaving my chest hollow. At home, my father looked at me across the kitchen table, his eyes cold, judging. "Grow up, Ethan," he said simply. No comfort. No hug. Just that sentence like a verdict? I can't, I whispered. My voice cracked. They all don't talk like that, he snapped. You're acting like a child. Men don't collapse over women. I nodded silently. I couldn't argue. His words didn't cut as much as they just weighed me down, pressed into me like bricks. I didn't sleep that night. I walked around my empty apartment, hands gripping my head, knees weak. The city lights outside the window blurred into streaks. Every memory, Lily's laugh, Ariana's fire, Claire's softness, Emily's promise flashed like knives in my chest. I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, couldn't breathe right. Tyler tried to call. I didn't answer. My phone vibrated for hours. I let it ring. I didn't want anyone. I didn't want help. I didn't want anything. By the end of the week, I realized something terrifying. I had nothing left. No one. Not even myself. I stared at the mirror and saw hollow reflections. Someone who had loved for women too much, trusted too much, believed too much, for women left Lily. Ariana, Claire, Emily on with them. They took pieces of me I never got back. I whispered to the empty room. I guess love isn't enough. Not always. The apartment was silent, but inside me, the storm raged. I had no tears left. I had nothing. And somehow, that was worse than anything they had done. Because the night didn't just break my heart, it broke me. I sat in the dark for weeks, maybe months, I could not tell. Days felt like heavy stones. Nights felt like wet sand drowning my chest. I stopped caring. I stopped trying. I only breathed. Tyler kept calling, but I let the phone ring until silence swallowed everything. One afternoon, he banged on my door and shouted, "Open up, Ethan. I am not leaving." I wanted to tell him to go away, but my voice was gone. He pushed inside when I finally cracked the door. "You look like hell," said, staring at my unshaved face and empty eyes. I whispered, "I feel worse than that." Tyler grabbed my shoulders. "Wake up. They are not worth your death." I laughed without joy. Death seems easier than breathing. His voice broke. "Then breathe for me. Stand up for me." I shook, but I stood. He cooked for me, forced water into my hands, dragged me to the shower. "Tomorrow," he said, "you walk outside with me." And I nodded without hope, but his voice planted a seed. For weeks he returned, kicking down my darkness with stubborn kindness. I still woke shaking, but I could move. I could speak then. Professor Bennett entered my life like a blade. He saw me slumped in the back of class and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "You look like a man trying to die slowly." I froze, ashamed. After class I asked, "Why would you say that?" He replied, "Because someone needed to. Pain is fuel if you burn it right." I stared at him. "I don't know how to burn it." "Then learn," he said. "Read, train, sweat, scream, but do not stay still." I whispered I lost everything. He answered, "No. You lost illusions. They were never real." His words cracked something inside me. That night I sat at my desk and wrote the truth. My heart was broken, but I was alive. I picked up books. I walked until my legs ached. I avoided mirrors until I could face myself again. Tyler called every morning. "You moving today?" I said, "Yes. I want to change." He laughed. "Good. I missed you." In the gym, I gasped. Sweat blurred my sight. My hands shook. I wanted to quit. I heard Bennett in my head, "Use pain. Do not drown in it." I pushed harder. My chest burned, but inside me, something new lit like fire. I told Tyler that night, "Still hurt, but hurting feels alive." He smiled. Then you are healing. Did not heal fast. I healed slow, like ice melting under winter sun. Some days I fell back into the dark. Some nights I cried into my pillow so quietly no one could hear. But I did not stop. I kept breathing. I kept lifting. I kept reading until dawn made the sky pale gold. I whispered to myself, one more step. One more day. The pain did not leave. It became my reason. I told Bennett, I want to rebuild. He said, good. But rebuild stronger than the man who broke. I nodded, feeling my heart beat like war drums. Tyler slapped my back. You are coming back, man. I am proud of you, he answered. I am not back yet, but I am walking. We laughed like we did years ago, before love ruined me. I wrote page after page about betrayal, hope, rebirth. I whispered to the night, I will not die. I will become something new. I rose, slowly, painfully, powerfully. Each morning I faced the mirror longer. My eyes were tired but not empty anymore. I said, you survived. The voice in my head replied, now rise. I joined a support group. Though speaking felt like lifting iron. When it was my turn, I whispered, I was left by 4 people I loved. A woman beside me said, yet you are here. Her words felt like sunlight. After the meeting, Tyler asked, feel lighter? I answered, not lighter, stronger. He grinned, that's better than light. I returned home and opened my window for the first time in months. Cold air hit my face, sharp but clean. I said to the sky, I want to live again. For the first time, I believed it. I wrote a promise on paper. I will rebuild myself from bones to soul. I taped it above my bed like a new heartbeat. Every sunrise became proof that I could rise too. I did push-ups beside my bed until sweat covered the floor. I read chapters about resilience, strength, purpose. I practiced speaking to myself with kindness instead of knives. Slowly, life returned, not as joy, but as motion. I thought, maybe pain did not destroy me. Maybe it forged me. I whispered, I am still here. Again. Tyler slapped my back as we stepped out of the empty office. Well, that was a disaster. I stared at the papers on the floor. Contracts torn, spreadsheets useless. We failed. Big time. Failure is just fuel, he said, grinning like he meant it. We rebuild, we rise. You know the drill. I rubbed my face, exhausted. I'm tired of drills, Tyler. I'm tired of pretending. You're not pretending, he said sharply. You're learning. Every step counts. I started again the next day. Late nights, early mornings, no breaks. I yelled at myself more than I yelled at anyone else. Tyler kept pace, a storm beside me, unstoppable. We can't afford mistakes, he said one night. And we won't. Weeks passed, months, slowly things shifted. The business, our business, took shape. I learned to control my anger, my fear, my instincts. I stopped letting pain dictate my actions. Each call I made, each deal I closed, I reminded myself, I am rising, not returning. One afternoon, I stood in my new office, overlooking the city skyline. Tyler leaned against the doorway. You're different now, he said quietly. I didn't smile. I'm focused, no, he said, stepping closer. You're cold, controlled. I've never seen you like this. I looked at my reflection in the window. He was right. The old Ethan would have broken at the sight of Lily or Ariana. The old Ethan would have cried over Claire or Emily. Not anymore. I was something else. Harder, sharper, unrecognizable even to myself. Then Lily called Ethan. Her voice trembled. I just wanted to see how you're doing. I paused. My hand hovered over the receiver. My chest tightened, but I didn't answer. Not yet, Tyler noticed. You're not picking up, are you? I shook my head. Not today. Shh. Not her. Not yet. Minutes later, my phone buzzed again. Lily, I let it ring. Tyler whistled softly. Patience, my friend. You're not theirs anymore. A week later, I spotted Claire at a conference I had to attend. She froze the moment she saw me. Her eyes widened, filled with regret, disbelief, something I didn't name aloud. I kept walking. No smile. No acknowledgement. Silence carried more weight than any words. Later that evening, Ariana texted me, "I miss you." I stared at the message. My thumb hovered over the screen. I didn't reply. Not even a single word. Hours later, Emily called from a blocked number. I answered reluctantly. "Ethan," she whispered. I wanted to stop," I said firmly. "Don't speak." "I can't explain, you already did," I interrupted, voice steady. "You broke what was never yours to break." She stayed silent. I hung up. My hand didn't shake. My chest didn't ache. I felt nothing. Not yet. Not anymore. I spent the next few weeks focused only on the business, Tyler always at my side. Every deal closed was another step away from the past. Every call I ignored, every name I deleted from memory, became proof that I was no longer a victim. "Karma isn't immediate," Tyler said. "It's a slow, river relentless, patient, inevitable." And I had patience now. One evening, my father appeared at my office door. He didn't knock. He just stood there, silent, observing. "You've changed," he said finally. I raised an eyebrow. "Do you mean it as a compliment or a warning?" He smirked faintly. "Neither. I'm watching. That's all." I didn't answer. I let the silence stretch. For the first time, his judgment didn't burn me. Respect lingered where criticism used to live. Tyler leaned over. "See," he notices. "That's progress." I nodded, more to myself than to him. I had progressed. I was rising. Days later, I returned home late. My phone buzzed with Lily's messages, short and hesitant. I ignored them. Ariana sent pictures from parties I wasn't invited to. I ignored them. Claire tried to reach me through LinkedIn. I scrolled past. Emily called again, blocked number. I silenced it. I wasn't cold because I wanted to hurt them. I was cold because I needed to survive. I had given everything once and lost it all. Silence became my weapon, my shield, my strength. Tyler grinned one morning as we finalized another contract. "Look at you, Ethan. Silent, calculated, unstoppable." "I'm still human," I said, not looking at him. "Human." He chuckled. "You're better. You're patient. You wait for the storm to pass, then you strike." I smirked faintly. Patience. Yes. That's all I need now. A week later, Lily appeared outside my office, hesitant. I didn't answer the door. Claire tried approaching me at a networking event. I kept walking. Ariana's texts piled up. Emily's calls went unanswered. I waited quietly. Calmly, every one of them would come to see me eventually. Karma isn't fast, it's accurate. I whispered to myself late at night, alone in my office. They'll see. Every bit of loss, every regret, it will reach them. Tyler poured me coffee. "Don't get distracted," he said. "Your rise isn't for them. It's for you." I nodded. I know. That's the difference now. I rise for me. Nothing else matters. The city lights flickered below. My reflection stared back, eyes cold but alive. The storm behind me had forged me stronger, sharper, untouchable. The past existed, but it didn't control me. Silence became my rise, and every whispered regret they would carry would remind me why I waited. Not yet. Not for them. But soon, karma would speak, and I would be ready. The office smelled like fresh paint and ambition. Tyler leaned against the doorway, arms crossed. "We're not just surviving anymore," he said, eyes glinting. "We're winning." I smiled faintly, scanning the contracts on my desk. "Winning, finally." "You've changed," Tyler said. "Controlled, calm, patient. It suits you." "I've had to learn," I murmured. "Patience is the only weapon left when the past wants to pull you back." That's when the first message came. "Ariana, Ethan, I'm done with Logan. Can we talk?" I read it twice. My chest didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. I typed, "I'm busy. I'll reach out if necessary." She texted again. Please, I need you. I ignored it. Silence is louder than any answer. Lily showed up next. I was leaving the office for a meeting, coffee in hand, when she stood in the lobby, eyes red. Ethan, she whispered. I made a mistake. I didn't stop. I didn't look back. Tyler noticed. That's cold, he said softly. Necessary, I replied. Coldness isn't cruelty. It's survival, Claire wrote me at 3 a.m., a long email. She admitted everything. Her fear, her mistakes, how she lost herself when she lost me. I should have held on. I shouldn't have let you go. I am sorry. I read it once. Then I deleted it. I did not respond. Apologies do not rebuild trust. Emily called next. She cried on the phone, voice broken, pleading. Remembering every tear she once made me shed. I was wrong, Ethan. I save it, I interrupted. I don't need words. I needed you to act differently. I can't stop thinking about it. About you, she said. And it won't change what happened, I said, voice steady. You missed your chance. The silence that followed was mine. I let it linger. Their regrets, sharp and bitter, could not heal me. They were not balm. They were confirmation that I had survived, that justice existed in their loss. Meanwhile, Logan fell. Tyler grinned one morning. Check the news. He lost the deal, the clients, everything. I sipped my coffee, eyes fixed on the city skyline. Good, he's reaching out? Tyler asked. I shook my head. I don't answer him. Not anymore. Months passed. Ariana appeared at the edge of my office doorway, hesitant, afraid to step in. To left him, she said quietly. I came for you. I looked at her without emotion. Too late, I said. You lost your timing. Her eyes widened. Ethan, timing matters, I whispered. It always did. I turned away. Success was my shield. Focus my armor. The past couldn't touch me now. Lily tried again. This time, she called, sobbing. I didn't realize I was wrong. I need you back. I didn't answer. Tyler muttered, You're merciless.
I'm free,
I said simply. Freedom isn't cruel. It's liberation. Claire emailed one last time, longer than before. Her words poured like rain, desperate, sorrowful. She begged for forgiveness. She wanted to undo the damage. I read it once, then deleted it. One day I whispered to myself, none of them can take me back. None of their sorrow touches me. Emily appeared last. She tracked me down outside the office, tears streaming, hair messy, voice trembling. I ruined everything. She cried. You did, I said flatly. But that's your burden, not mine. She fell silent, staring at me. Pain etched into her face. I felt nothing for her grief, only liberation. After all of them, silence returned. Quiet. Sweet mine. I let it sink in. I had survived their betrayals, their lies, their departures. Their regret was poison to them. But it nourished my peace. Then Sophia arrived, soft-spoken, gentle, a presence that didn't scream for attention. She sat beside me at a cafe I liked, stirring her coffee slowly, eyes kind, steady. You don't have to say anything, she said softly. Just sit, listen, be here. Her voice was different. It didn't demand. It didn't manipulate. It didn't wound. I exhaled. I didn't expect this. Expect nothing, she said, smiling faintly. Just see. We talked quietly. Nothing forced. Nothing heavy. Her words didn't slice. They didn't cling. They flowed. Calm. Real. I felt myself breathe without past ghosts pulling me down. Tyler noticed, leaning in. She's good for you. It's real, I murmured. From far away, I knew the four watched. Ariana, Lily, Claire, Emily, shadows of their former selves. Their sorrow quiet, bitter, toxic. I could feel it like a presence at my back. But I didn't turn. I didn't respond. Karma worked in silence. Justice didn't need my hand to strike. Sophia laughed softly. I let the sound fill the empty spaces in me. For the first time in years, I wasn't haunted. I wasn't waiting. I wasn't broken. Tyler smiled, clapping me on the shoulder. You did it, man. You survived. You rose. I nodded, eyes on Sophia. I survived, I whispered. And I'm rising finally. Their regret would linger forever. Their absence was punishment. Their sorrow, a quiet reminder of what they lost. I sipped my coffee. Sophia smiled again. The warmth was steady. The air was calm. I had crossed the storm. I had left the past behind. I whispered one final thought. They returned, but I no longer needed them. And now I am free. CHP 6, the office felt empty that morning, silent except for the hum of air conditioning. Lily appeared first, hesitating at the doorway. Her eyes were red, face pale. Ethan, she whispered, voice shaking. I'm so sorry. I raised a hand. Stop, she bit her lip, tears spilling down. I made a mistake, I know, I said calmly. I forgive you. Not for you, but for me. She looked at me, hope flickering. Does that mean no? I interrupted softly. It doesn't mean you get back in my life. You get peace because I chose mine. Ariana stepped forward next, arms crossed, jaw tight. Too was jealous. I only wanted you to notice me again. I studied her, expression neutral. Jealousy doesn't excuse hurting me. I forgive you, but I don't forget. Her eyes widened. You're not angry? I was, I admitted. Once that version of me is gone, I don't live there anymore. Claire came last, trembling. She held her hands together, voice almost a whisper. Ethan, one more chance, please. Just one. I shook my head. The man you knew is dead. I am not that man anymore. I forgive you for trying, but I won't return. Emily appeared quietly from the side, hair messy, tears running freely. I destroyed the only man who loved me, she whispered. You did, I said softly. But I forgave myself before I forgave you. That's all that matters. They all stared, confusion and regret tangled on their faces. None of their apologies healed me, none of their words could. My heartbreak didn't rise for them. It rose for the old version of me who had loved too much, trusted too hard, and died trying to keep them. Tyler leaned against the wall, smirking. Wow, look at you. Calm, collected, even forgiving. I smiled faintly. Peace isn't weakness. Forgiveness is my choice, not theirs. I am free because I let go of the old pain. Ours passed. They lingered, hoping, hesitating. I said nothing. Silence was louder than any word I could offer. Finally, one by one, they walked away. Lily's steps were heavy, tentative. Ariana glanced back, lips pressed in a tight line. Claire's shoulders slumped as she disappeared around the corner. Emily's tears glistened as she walked away, broken but still human. I watched them leave. Their sorrow was quiet poison to them, but it had no effect on me. It was justice in its purest form. They had lost their chance. Their regrets could not touch me. I closed the office door. The sound of the lock clicked like a punctuation mark on the past. Tyler walked over, grinning. You did it. You really did it. I did what I needed, I said, exhaling slowly. For me, that evening, Sophia came into my office. She didn't rush or plead. She simply stood beside me, calm, steady. Her hand found mine without words, warm and reassuring. You okay? She asked softly. I am, I replied. For the first time in years, I am. She smiled, squeezing my hand. I'm glad. I looked at her, and for the first time I didn't feel the weight of betrayal, heartbreak, or anger. Only quiet strength. Only presence. Only the future. Tyler raised an eyebrow. You think they'll come back? I shook my head. No. They wanted the man who used to love them, but he died the day they broke him. Sophia's hand tightened around mine. Then this new man? He's all yours. I nodded, a calm smile on my face. Yes, He's all mine. For the first time, I didn't look over my shoulder. I didn't linger on the past. The pain was gone, transformed into something stronger. Lessons, survival, and power. The four had their regrets. Logan had his fall, and I had my rise. Nothing could touch me now. I had rebuilt myself from ashes in silence, and nothing, no person, no betrayal could undo that. Sophia's presence reminded me that some things are worth keeping, worth protecting. Her voice, soft and steady, whispered the life I had been searching for without realizing it. I stood beside her, looking out at the city lights. The past was behind me. The storm had passed. The man who loved for women too much was gone. In his place, only peace, power, and a quiet smile remained. They wanted the man who used to love them. I whispered to the empty office. But he died the day they broke him.